Hey guys, it's COREROSS, and today we're doing a theory video on Rainbow Six Siege. We've not done one of these in a while, but of course we're now leading into year 11, where undoubtedly there'll be some sort of surprise to kick the year off. And in fact, we actually have a huge hint in the game itself. If we look at the rank charms for this season, we can see that there is a bullet, which then evolves into more elaborate chest pieces the higher the rank you get. Now, when I first seen this, I was on a call with Kudos and Titanium Rolo, and we were talking about how, oh, it's chess pieces again, but then wait, it's one specific type of chess piece. So this appears to be a massive hint at potentially the next leader of Team Rainbow. And if you don't know, there's been a theory going around now for years that Calypso Casino from the Rainbow Six Vegas games will enter as a brand new map of Rainbow Six Siege, and that the main protagonist from Rainbow Six Vegas will also jump over to Rainbow Six Siege as well, potentially becoming the new Six. So if you don't know, Team Rainbow is the overall team, and then actually Rainbow Six, which of course is the main title of the game series, is actually one person. They are the Six, which is the leader of Team Rainbow. And not necessarily a military background. We had Angela Bassett's character originally in Rainbow Six Siege. We of course had Harry. We've had different Sixes over the entire time that Tom Clancy made the series back in the 1990s. But what's been different about the lore behind Rainbow Six Siege is when Harry was eliminated, there hasn't been a replacement. There has not been a new Six. So essentially, Team Rainbow has been leaderless for all that time. Now, technically, they've not. Thermite, Ash, they've kind of taken the leadership role. They just haven't taken on the actual name as being the Six. But that brings us back around to that in-game teaser where we see a bullet evolving into a bishop. And why does this connect to Rainbow Six Vegas? Well, the main hero and protagonist of that game was called Bishop. So if we take what we see literally, we see a Six and we see a bishop. So the next leader of Team Rainbow and filling the role of the Sixth position will be Bishop from Rainbow Six Vegas. And I don't think it's a stretch to imagine he's most likely going to be introduced with a CGI cinematic that launches year 11. And if we're of course going to have him join the game, then we may as well have Calypso Casino also join the game as a map. The only question I have though is, will he be playable? Because I would kind of like him to take up the Harry role where he shows up in cinematics. I don't know if I want to see him as a playable character, although if he does get added in, I would love it to be a back in time character. So he's in his Vegas gear and he's very much a snapshot of that time period. Whereas, of course, when we see him as Six, he'd be the older version. Although, of course, Zero's in the game and he's like 200 years old at this point and seems to be getting younger somehow. And we do also have a lot of people thinking that Phobos will be the next playable character in the game for like a year 11 launch. Certainly if they add another bad guy in, it would definitely be a year launch, I expect, rather than midway through the season. But it's also very possible that Phobos is being set up to be eliminated by Bishop, and that'll be his fancy entrance. Think of it how Demus was introduced, eliminated Harry. And imagine if that was flipped and it was Bishop who eliminates Phobos as his introduction, and then Demus escapes again and returns to be the main bad guy or something like that. But yeah, guys, that's a pretty simple theory. I'm quite confident on it. I think we will see the new 6B Bishop. I don't know, though, if he'll be a playable character or not. And of course, the potential downside of all this is that if we're just seeing him in CGI cinematics and the odd cartoon and stuff like that, he's not going to get much kind of character development. Even though, of course, he's a developed character from Vegas, it'd be nice if we see him a bit more and develop that character. Because remember, Harry, he was supposed to be a character we would see regularly, and he was quite a good developed character. I actually very much enjoyed Harry, but then he kind of disappeared. And of course, he did make a return. However, that was to introduce a new character in a very shocking way, which worked. But of course, I don't want the same issue here where this character gets introduced and we don't really see him that often. So we'll see if they can give Bishop a more continuous role, or that new development studio Ubisoft's opened up, maybe they can make Rainbow Six Vegas 3.